and it's obviously up. What can I say? It's obviously up to each and every one what you want to do. Um, there is also, you see the list for free. You have everything on the top row is for free. You know, so I haven't really been doing anything on this account, and I still have unlocked the emoji and then the practice thingy. I've just been opening chests really. Um, so then we have chests, we have practice tokens, we have the hamburger thingy, whatever that does. We do have a bunch of chests. Really, all of those chests, as you can see, the higher up you get better cards, you get more coins, you get more gems. So, um, so that is, looking at, the biggest thing that has been coming out, at least when I see from people, is people are mad that they are not getting a pin chest anymore. And I'm just thinking, like, I somewhat thinking about the pin chest part as, first and foremost, I personally believe this is more fun, competing in challenges and stuff like that. Um, but I would love to still have the pin chest also. I may be greedy, but I think that the game would be good to have both. Pin chest was one of the things I know a lot of people liked a lot. And you knew what you got. You got those 8 games when you have the 8 games and you got the chest. Uh, the chests though, like in this here, uh, is generally way better than the pin chests. So when I opened it on my other account, my main account, I was surprised that the chest was actually that good. And I did only open, I don't know, you get to like, how many levels is there? You get to 19, I think it was. Yeah, you get to 9, something like that, 18, 19 or something like that if you buy the pass. Um, I do think that Playdemic needs to maybe maybe I think Playdemic need to focus more on stuff that we can use in the game. Practice tokens are fine, absolutely. I like the practice tokens, and practice is gonna be, that's a tournament thing, Um, and when it comes to these type of things, it's nice, but maybe the emojis and stuff like that. I don't really understand why there is so many of them here. I think there should be more, some couple of katanas, couple of kingmakers, maybe a special ball in the higher levels and stuff like that. I have no problem with having a peg here or there, but bundle in some cards, bundle in some balls, bundle in stuff that we actually are using in the game a lot. That is what I would like to see. I hope that I do believe that, as this is just the first season, I think personally that they want to get the emojis out there. I think they want people to start using the emojis and the pegs more, and that's why we see such a heavy pressure on that. But I do think that moving forward, I hope that they are listening and looking at involving more in terms of play aspect things that will be directly helpful to your bag, and that obviously for free and for money. Obviously, with these challenges, this is another way for Playdemic to make money. A no-brainer. It's a business. It's a free-to-play app. It doesn't cost you anything to download at all. You have no advertisement in the game. So that they are trying to make money on basically somewhat every aspect in the game, that's fine. For me, I don't care. And you shouldn't either, in my opinion. That's their way to make money. The one thing that you should care about would be if they would release the golf pass with a bunch of extra stuff, but you couldn't win anything for free. Then I would have cared. I would have been pissed. But that's not the case here. Here we can win stuff for free. Sure, it might not, in the end be, you will obviously get more if you buy the golf pass. But again, that's how it is in every game. That is not something that Golf Clash is different from another game. They have taken what I believe has been a proven business model in other games, having, Golf Rivals, having that, Extreme Golf, Tennis Clash, there is Clash of Clans, there is so many other games that are having this type of thing, and I just believe that they have taken a a thing that is proven to be welcome and successful in terms of from a player side and from a business side of it, and that is the reason why I think um, they have done this. So when it comes to the gold pass, I'm not negative to that at all, really. The only thing that I'm could be potentially negative towards is the what they have included. I think once again it's too heavy towards the emojis and the explosion stuff. We need to have in mind that this is a game that players are in the age of 25 to 55 years old. Like, it's not 10, 12, 15-year-old people that are playing the game. So I think that they should be a bit careful with the emojis, in my opinion. Because, you know, if I don't know, like, I'm 28 years old and a bit goofy. You know how I am. So I like the whole explosions and stuff. But I can just picture my dad, you know, that is... How old is my dad? 60, he's 53 years old. If he would be playing the game, he would not be thrilled about the whole explosion stuff. He would more see it as a disturbance on the screen. So I think they need to be careful at that, in my opinion. But just to leave the golf pass to go over towards what I think about the update as overall, with all the aspects around it, the positive sides and the negative sides, because there is positive and negative stuff. That is that I think the golf pass is a very welcome thing in Golf Clash, because it in the end creates a different thing to do when it's not tournament. And it creates a different thing to do when you play tour play. You don't have to just focus on clan points and on trophies and on coins. Now you can actually get something extra on you when you play tour play, even if you play for free or you are deciding to spend money, right? So I think it's a very welcome thing, and maybe it wouldn't be the one that I would like to see as an extra game mode, but it at least is somewhat an extra game mode in the game, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so I know we're gonna play Pro and Expert, but I wanted to take the time to address the update, as I promised to do that after the 23rd of November, and I've also been getting tons of messages and from different communities asking what I think about it. So I think we're gonna start from the beginning, and I think we're gonna start with the tournament side of it. Wind. The wind changes. What do I think about the wind changes? I believe that Golf Clash needed wind changes. I believe that the same wind the whole week wasn't really the way moving forward. It was a nice way when we got that back in the day, when we had complete random win. Because if you don't remember that, when Golf Clash started with tournaments, you could get headwind on a hole, I could get tailwind, and that was terrible. You know, that created such a disadvantage to certain players. And sure, some players became lucky, but playing tournament and win tournament shouldn't rely on luck, on what type of win you're gonna get, in my opinion. Now we have 5 different wins. We have 1 win qualifying round, 1 win front 9, 1 win back 9 opening round, then we have a change again to the weekend round. I personally believe it's too much, and I've said that before. I believe we should have 3 wins, in my opinion. Okay? 1 qualifying round, 1 opening round, 1 weekend round. So I'm all for the win changes, but I think 5 wins is too much. And I know there will be some that agree with me, and some that disagree with me. And that's fine. That's just how it is. I respect your opinion, you respect mine. So that is about the win changes. When it comes to the tier system, I see tons of complaints from players that see themselves playing for a banner before, but now they are struggling to hit top 25 or top 50, or even for that matter reaching weekend round. I think that the tier system is something we do need to give time, because that is changing everything. Before, everyone was like pooled together, which obviously created an unfairness, because it was unfair. It's not fair to have someone that are shooting 8 to 10 shots, or like, let's say 6 to 8 shots better than you every tournament to play against that person. That will create a way of that player to lose the fun in tournaments and quit the game. And that would be the worst thing for everyone, because if enough players quit the game, there is no game. Okay, that's simple. Yeah. So, but what do I think about the tier system in the end, though? I have a hard time having a direct opinion on that, because I don't really know how they group players together. Because they haven't gone out with that. I would like to know those numbers to see, because looking at expert tier 3 as an example, that seems to even be tougher than master in terms of getting to the weekend round, which obviously is not as it should be. But my idea with that is that I believe that they have the tier 3 in rookie and in pro and in expert. I believe that that pool of player is such a minor pool of players, as it creates such a tough atmosphere that in the end, now in the beginning, we're gonna have a big, it's gonna be tough for those playing in those tiers. Will that be the same all the time? No, because players playing an expert 2 or in pro 2 or in rookie 2 is gonna then have more success, because the beasts are up in tier 3. They will then go up to the level 3, and it will eventually become as it should be. So I think we unfortunately need to give the tier system 3 to 6 months before I believe that's going to be as I think Playdemic wants it to be. That is just a speculation. I don't know if that is true or something that will happen, but I obviously feel for those players that are playing expert, that's struggling getting to the weekend round. But I also don't feel bad for those players that are, struggling in expert with maxed out clubs and balls, and are players that should be playing master. Now I'm not speaking towards those that might are in a lower skill level in terms of looking at the game, but there is a big pool of players in expert 3 that are sitting there, have such an amazing knowledge, but are sitting in expert tier 3 instead of moving up to master. And I think that is a massive issue. I think that is a massive issue, actually, and I think that is the biggest thing for expert tier 3 in my opinion. So like, and I can just go easy and look at the people that I do have in my bracket in expert tier 3, and I see plenty of those players that either has been playing master before but are not playing master now. So I think it will work itself out when it comes to the tier system that we do have in the game. When it comes to stuff that I want to have with the tier system, I want to have one extra tier in master. I want to have a tier 1 and tier 2 in master, because that would give players an easier time to go up in master from expert. For an example, I know there's plenty of people not stepping up to master because they feel that they cannot compete with the Neos, with myself, and with other really great players in master. I also think that if it's gonna be expert tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, for an example, that's the same in pro and rookie, there should be better prices in tier 3 than tier 2, and tier 2 should be having better prices than tier 1, in my opinion. It doesn't have to be a massive difference, right? But it does have to be a little difference. Because if you're gonna play against better players, you should be having a get a reward, in my opinion. And that is what I do believe about, that could be helpful in the tier system, would also that. But overall though, it's a new thing. The win changes and the tier system are good for Golf Clash. Whether you like it or not, it's good for the game. Because the game needed something new for tournaments. and we got something. Now I do hope, like, again, I may be minority with my ideas, but I do believe that we maybe need to fine tune it. But again, we are so early into this update that it hurts me to like. It kind of makes me shake my head seeing posts for people. Oh, bye bye! I'm gonna quit the game because now I'm not gonna be able to do this or do that. With all due respect to like, obviously some players have a legit reason to that and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm not gonna try to generalize it, but oh, give it a chance. But if you don't like it, then this game is not for you, right? Um, and I think you should, in that case, save yourself the frustration and the energy from being mad. It doesn't help anyone. So, when it comes to, just to summarize the tournament aspect part, that is that we have been, the community has been screaming for something new. Now we need to give it time and see if this is something that we do want to do, and then then we are going to scream again if we don't like it. So I believe once again that we needed it. We needed win changes. We needed win changes. We need we needed a new bracketing system. That was it. What I thought it was gonna be? No, but at least did something about it. And then we will have to give that time, in my opinion. Okay, so move on. Now let's talk about the pegs and the whole explosions and then the perks that we can get. First and foremost, with the challenges, you're able to win stuff for free, right? You can also pay for them, which you can see here in the shop. I'm not paying for them all because they cost a lot. But if you want to spend, do that. When it comes to these emojis and stuff like that, no one can really say anything about it because it doesn't really give you any perks. So we're not going to talk about those. We're going to talk about the whole explosion stuff and you know, the pegs and stuff like that. Like, for example, here we have 14% extra coins. We do have you know, the teas and stuff like that. So have this one. And you know, there is different ways that you can, in that case, improve when you're playing. Like, you can get some practice tokens when you play. I think that's good. That's a perfect way, and I have no issue in that case with the practice tokens at all. I think it's a good addition. I think the pegs overall is a good addition. I just think there is one thing with the perks that they should have left alone, and that is the clan points. They shouldn't touch the clan points. I don't understand why, but looking at some, I think it was this one. No, it wasn't. Which one was it? I don't even remember which one it was, but yeah, screw that. But in the end, you know, I think leave the clan points alone. I'm not seeing the clan point pegs being bought and used that much, but they will be used, and I don't see the point in, like, maybe it's made to give people that are, maybe it's made to give people that do not have that much time a way of giving themselves the possibility to win more clan points and spend less time. Could be. But in the end, though, I have no issues with these perks from the pegs, except for the clan point stuff. My personal opinion. When it comes to the whole explosion, I think that is, I personally think that is somewhat an age thing. I'm sorry to say it. I think those people that are a little bit younger are having no issues with this. I do think that obviously those that are a little bit older, I'm not calling people like super old, obviously. I'm just thinking like that is, it could be, in my opinion, an age thing. I'm not bothered about this personally. Like, I go again, it could be that I'm childish, goofy, very goofy, but I have no issues with the whole explosions at all. Um, to just be completely blunt and honest with you, obviously I want them to leave the clan points alone. Don't touch the clan points. We don't need a boost in that regard, in my opinion. But one thing that I'm gonna have to say about clan points, though, the way that people have exploiting the game by doing one-to-one, that absolutely ridiculous shade thingy that people are doing, I think as some people actually gonna have to blame themselves. Because doing that shade part is honestly also a big reason why I do think that Playdemic has boosted stuff with clan points to get people that cannot, you know, cannot keep up. Because you cannot keep up. If someone is having a system like Rebel Outlaws, for an example, has a system with the 1v1 the forfeit stuff and the you know, the sunglasses shade stuff, and it's not just Rebel, it's obviously other clans as well, it's gonna be impossible to compete with clans like that. And I think that is honestly, unfortunately, a way that we have been bringing that towards ourselves a little bit. I understand the shade stuff, but I personally think that that it could be a reason why we're getting this clan boost type of thing, is just because of the shade stuff in the end. But I stand by my my thought that I generally don't want to see something like that. I think it's creating. I think that is honestly the thing that I'm focusing on the most. Having to create an advantage. I don't think anything else really creates an unfair advantage in the end. So I think like that kind of covers everything. So how to summarize this then? You know, it's hard to judge something with such a short amount of time. We haven't played much. I'm very positive to many aspects of the game. I'm very positive about the fact that Playdemic are doing something about their game. They could have just said screw it and just let it be as it were, and they would not bring more new people in the game, because obviously change brings more people into the game. If the changes isn't for you, or for me for that matter, then we shouldn't play the game. And even though that hurts for me to say that, but that's just how it is. There is no point in screaming about it in social media in a disrespectful way, because it won't change. So either we embrace it and we try to come with concrete solutions, ideas on how to improve the new format and the system that we do have, or we should not play the game. That is really what I do see in the end. So I'm positive to this. I'm positive to a change. There is stuff in it that I'm very negative towards that I've already addressed to you. But as an overall update, I'm good with that. Would I like to see other things to be implemented in the game? Would I like to see more game modes? Hell yeah. I think we all would. But maybe we are on the way, at least, towards that. So, the last thing that I want to say is, it could be, well, that people see, oh, it's childish and it's stuff with the cartoons and stuff, but can't do much about it. Like, you can obviously do your part not using those type of things. Fine. It's, what can I say? It's up to you. But it's just gonna be a part of the game. I do think obviously that there are other things that needs to be fixed as well. You know, there is obviously lagging and there is disconnecting issue. Those are things that is not really talking about here. Obviously that is stuff that I would like to be fixed as well. But I think that so in somewhat covers it. And I'm gonna clip this one out so people can give me shit, and we're gonna have those classic people say, oh Tommy, you're only positive because you're sponsored by Playdemic. You have no voice yourself. You have no voice yourself. No, really. It's keep the discussion going. Keep the discussion going. Keep keep it disrespectful, keep it respectful. But now we're gonna play, and we're gonna play pro, and we're gonna play expert. I need to take off my sweater, I got all warm. I need to log into the account though. Could be a good